Yacht a Virgo. Welcome to Navajo Sage Weaver Tarot's channel. Welcome to my channel, Virgo. This reading is for you. I am glad to do your reading today. Um, Thank you for stopping and viewing my channel. I appreciate it very much. I hope this reading helps you, gives you inspiration, helps you um, in a creative way. And remember, Virgo, to take what resonates and leave the rest. Maybe one thing resonates and the rest of the message doesn't. It's okay. Doesn't have to always resonate. And also, just want to let you know that any information you want to know is will be down below in the description box. And thank you for liking and subscribing. All right, so Leo, let's get started with your reading. I am going to shake the gourd to move any stagnation energy. All right. First, we're going to start off with the energy of the crystal. We'll see what crystal energy wants to come in for my Virgos. What energy crystal wants to come in for Virgo? Either you have the stone, hold it, um, you might see it. However it comes into your journey, you might hear the word, but this energy of the crystal wants to come in for Virgo. And we have azurite. And azurite is inspiration, understanding, and intuition. So might want to sit with that crystal, feel the energy, let it work with you. Look it up. All right, we'll see what the animal spirit, what energy, what message they want to share with Virgo at this time, spirits. And the kangaroo energy wants to come in. You might see here this kangaroo word might come in for you and in any aspects as a message. So it says, be a force for good. And then I have oil energy. We'll see what this oil energy is. You might smell, might hear somebody talk about this oil. You might see it. However, it comes into your journey. Virgo, this oil energy wants to come into this reading, and it is the sage. So the sage energy wants to come in. And here and free. I will cleanse and free myself from all that binds me. I am free and ready to commit myself fully. It helps with the throat chakra. The aspects is new possibilities. It's a medicine, uh, lightness and ease, expression. It cleanses the aurora and your surroundings and objects. So maybe there's a sense of saging your space at this time, right? All right, Virgo, we're gonna get to affirmation. Messages. One more message for Virgo. let's sometimes you just cannot control the cards. You know, they want to come out the way they want to come out sometimes. So instead of two affirmations, three affirmations came out, and forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. We have grief. Mhm. And it says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And then we have worry. I am learning that worrying does not change an outcome. So you can say, or you might see those words, but they might help you in some way in your journey at this time. We're going to see what spirit, uh, what other messages they want to send you, what you symbols and your signs, a spirit message that wants to come in for Virgo. A symbol, a sign, a spiritual message for Virgo. So we have ideation. Mhm. You might see the symbol, the sign, the color. Um, it might mean ideation to you at that moment. We have forage, do not follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. So that's a spirit message. I wanted to come in for Virgo. All right, Virgo, we're going to get a past life message, what our past life wants to share with us. These words may mean something to you. They may not mean, but our past life wants to give us a message. And and we have injustice, victim, perpetrator, pepper, perpetrator, uh, payback or revenge, injustice overturn. I want to see what two messages that Spirit wants to share with you at this time. Virgo, or Virgo, two shamanic spirit message for Virgo. So we have tree people, um, substance, sub, uh, substantuants. I think I'm could be pronouncing that wrong. Um, then we have North solitude. Mm. So, uh, Virgo, um, maybe there's some forgiveness and grief and worry that we need to, that we feel maybe some injustice, right? That our past life is trying to um, tell us, but it's hard for us to acknowledge, you know, the affirmation. Sometimes affirmations are really hard to say and acknowledge, especially if you acknowledge and try to understand it in a positive way, right? And there is this idealization here. And then, like, the spirit saying, don't follow, make your own, go solitude. Ask the north for help, right? Go north, take a drive, you know, change the scenery. With this, you have bear energy here. Connect to the trees, right? With this tree element here. Mudge. Be a force of good, take that grief and the forgiveness and worry and all these things that you feel that's negative, the victim, all these words, payback, revenge, injustice, use it for good. And there's all this purple in so maybe healing in that energy, that crown energy. So we have 42. Mike, the miser energy here. And that's looking at the smallest details, right? Leaving clues, messages, everywhere, being patient and, maybe spirit is asking you to, you know, look up and ask, connect to your higher self and connect to the beings, the stars, ask spirit for help, for guidance, Don't worry about it. Let the grief go. Let these elements go. Who cares if it was injustice? Move forward. Trust your intuition. There's always these small details. You have specks all over through your cards. There are clues that you can use in your life, for good. Sometimes we forget that those are, they can help us like that. Always change. So I'm going to pull the surrounding energy for this main energy for Virgo. Wow, Virgo, your energy wants to talk. Um, you had three cards come out for your affirmation, and now you have two extra cards coming out for uh, what you're going through, right? Is the Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands. And the Six of Wands energy, just putting new ideas, right? When we talked about starting something anew, right? Um, maybe having worry around that. Um, the Six of Wands energy too also can uh, mean that you're putting your ideas into practice. So you're moving forward with them. And so you're a little worried about it, maybe um, feeling some grief, right? But also trying to enjoy the work you're doing, as you can see, this entity right here is really into to to what he's playing with. He's focused on making his music. And then we have also this energy of the Knight of Wands here. You know, you're having that reaction, taking charge, so just because, so what you're going through, Virgo, is that you're really working out what you're trying to put, maybe put out into community, maybe publishing, but whatever you are focusing on, you're also using this energy of the Queen of Wands, which is you're taking action. You're not allowing yourself to, you know, uh, feel sorry for yourself. You're not allowing yourself to be the victim. You're not allowing yourself to fall behind, right? So you're pulling all these energies in so that way you can have, movement in that. And then what you need to let go of is the Seven of Swords here. So maybe feeling, letting go of, keeping people at bay, because we felt some injustice, some grief, some, feeling worried, um, and so, um, let that go, let that barrier go because it stops you, not just with one relations, but, with other relations in your life. And so Spirit is asking you to, to let that, to let that energy go, and what you need to focus on is the Eight of Cups here. And the Eight of Cups energy is, taking time for yourself, as you can see, this being is, soaking in the hot tub, maybe, maybe taking a bath, but connecting with water in some way and getting back, grounded, connecting back to the tree people, so, you know, find your find those hidden gems like that, It doesn't cost nothing to, to take a bath, right? It doesn't cost nothing to, put your feet in the water, to connect in some way. So there's just, focus on Spirit asking you to focus on that, to be able to do that, ground yourself again. And then um what your higher self, the message your higher self is trying to say to you is this Eight of Swords. So um so your higher self is telling you like, hey, you know, there's progress, right? Um, there's progress can be made. A path is easier than it's thought, right? So maybe there's a way, a different way, right? Um, so I don't know if you can see, but the light shine, if you put it on the door, it opens it. It opens it. There's an easier way, you know. But here, with it being, the right side, um, you're feeling trapped, right? You're seeing no way out. Um, because in the regular tarot, right, the Eight of Swords is she's stuck around, she's barricaded herself. But it being in reverse, your higher self is saying, hey, there's an easier path, there's an easier way. You don't have to bring this night in, you don't have to keep people at bay, just be grounded, be in the moment, you know, be the force of good. Don't follow others. And yeah, so I'm gonna see what spirit message wants to end this reading. And the spirit message is the calm. I breathe life and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time and focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts, all fears uh, dissipate, and I find peace in my being. All right, Virgo, I just want to say that is your reading. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to do your reading today, and I hope this helped you and gave you some inspiration and ideas. And I just hope that you have a beautiful day. And Hojonaskli, 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 Ashaha.